Where she learned that in my house, but at my house, she didn't learn all of that. So it's like a feel. I would say probably like a feeling of failure that damn, I I feel as a parent, and maybe I hope it's not true, but I may have failed my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And so, um, welcome to another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. This is your favorite baby daddy, AJ, and today we have a returning guest. A returning guest that we had on the TikTok lives and everything else numerous times, but we haven't had him back on the podcast. And we got you back on the podcast because now we got more experience. An experience that I experienced with, you know, just on a half-time basis, but you started taking on a full-time basis of you became the primary custodial parent for your daughter. Yeah. So, like, we're gonna start there. We don't need to get onto how it all came about and everything, but when you first found out that this was about to happen, how did you feel?
So, I mean, when I first got her, I was excited that I was in a position to get her. It did come with a lot of anxiety and a lot of nervousness. But at the end of the day, I was just happy that I was in a position to be able to provide what she needed at the time.
But what do you mean, like, in position? Like, once you're in position, were you always in position, or like?
Yeah, I was always in position. I always tried to make sure that if anything ever happened at their mom's house, that I'm in position to be able to take on the load if I have to step up to that plate.
Bro, that is, and it's damn near verbatim exactly what I said. Like, my goal is always to be like, and it's a blessing to have, you know, moms that were in position to,
Absolutely.
while I was still trying to make sure I was in that position, that I didn't have to be forced to thrown in that position. But like, that's always been my ultimate goal, is the fact of, hey man, I don't care about anything else. If I want to be able to provide, to have it, so if at any point all three of them said, Dad, I want to live with you, it's not a question.
Yeah.
It's not a question. I want to be prepared and like just have that there.
Yeah.
But like, when you actually had to do it, how many changes did you have to make, like, instantly? Because you go right from,
Yeah.
you have your life. Because what was your schedule before?
I think during this time, we were 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically adding 2 more weeks.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Exactly. But at the time when my daughter, she was maybe 12 or 13. So I had her from 12 or 13. Still have her. But from 12 to now. You know what I'm saying? But
How old is she now?
she's 16 now. But like, not saying that her mom.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
We yes.
yeah, but yeah, that was the schedule we had to do. But it's tough having a 16-year-old daughter, man. Oh my gosh, they know how to push buttons like nobody else. Oh my god.
But to get to 16 though, she had to become 12. She started at 12. Like,
Yeah.
when she first moved in, when it was no more of that break, like, how was that for, like, for three people, for three different phases? I want to ask you, like, how was it for her? Like, how did she adjust? Like,
Yeah.
because normally dad's house is one way, but now
Yeah.
dad's house is not a vacation house. Dad's house is the house.
Yeah.
So it's the adjustment for her, the adjustment for the boys, where, was at any point they may have felt, like, dang, how come she gets all of dad's time, and how was the adjustment for you? You know what I mean? Because your social life, like, you still had half the month. Now that's like,
Yeah. Not.
you gotta and she too old. We know how the mamas used to do. She too old to, like, She go to sleep, you know what I mean, come over like that ain't going to happen,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Nah, man. It was it was definitely an adjustment, but like I said, like I'm very I'm I could be sometimes resistant to change, but because I understand change, I'm okay when change comes. I just pivot and say, all right, cool, I gotta do this. So when it happened and I found it, I'm getting her majority of the time, uh, that's where like it was just a bam. I understand it, pivot, I gotta make it happen. It wasn't a big adjustment for the boys. They loved her. You know what I'm saying? Brother and sister, they fight, laugh, argue all the time. So they love that big sister is going to be here a little bit more when they come during the week. Um, but yeah, man, it was a I think for her, um, probably honestly speaking, she was cool with it because uh she seems to get away with more stuff when she's with me.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
So we
So
talked about that last time.
yeah, so she's like that. She's probably ecstatic because she gonna be able to walk over daddy. Makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, it was just
So, but how was that though? Because I know at one point she was able to completely walk over daddy. I'm not saying that she probably still can. You might try to give a little bit of resistance now, but at one point she would completely do it. But you know that you can't allow that, right? There's no break from that. Like she could like, all right, you were stepping on my neck for a little bit, but I get this little break when you go to your mama's house because I'll be ready to snap.
yeah.
But now I can't just send you to your mama's house. Now we just here face to face. So what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We got to figure this out. So how was that?
I'll be honest, man. I I kind of struggle, and I still probably do struggle with raising a daughter. Uh, I feel I struggle uh just connecting. Like I feel like she knows I love her, but it's like just something that I can't connect to. I'm not saying that we don't connect. We do we do stuff together, but it's sometimes it's just like the uh she's always in the room. I try to give her space, door closed, hardly speaks, and so if it's headphones on, it's like yeah. I mean, I would probably say that that really that's been tough. I'm still trying to maneuver through that. But um, and I'm not saying that like we don't connect at all. No, we do stuff together, but it's just like um, you know how like you have a kid. I want my kids to be able to say I can call dad. I can call daddy first, and when daddy doesn't feel like your kid feels that or thinks that, that's tough, man.
Well,
And it's probably all in my head.
well, well, twofold to that. Like, if you don't think she's calling you first, who do you think she's calling? And have you ever talked to and asked her like ways you think you might fit in her life, especially as she's growing and she's changing? Because like I've been having like this summer, I've had some really difficult conversations with my daughter that I thought I would never answer that. Like it's just like mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
But I have to have it. Has to have this because she has to know that dad's gonna have these, right? And dad's gonna have these difficult ass conversations that dad's gonna feel awkward about. And dad's gonna sit right there and we just have our relationship in the way we do, and that's just the way it's gonna be, but we have to have it. Like, but my daughter is very, very vulnerable with me because I'm very, very vulnerable with her.
Mm.
So like these things that you might be internalizing? Have you ever spoken or heard about this?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm very vulnerable. At this point in my life, I'm very vulnerable based off, uh
Based off. Stop.
uh no, not so it's and with 16-year-olds, man, dude, it's something different, man. It's like, how they have their friend groups. And then sometimes I think, they'll probably pick their friend group before they pick their family.
They will.
And that's why I guess um
But that you gotta you gotta think though. We gotta think like when we going through real life though, like you're gonna lose your little girl and all of that. Like that's bound to happen. But when she goes through real fucking life, what the fuck she gonna call a 16-year-old that don't know shit? Like I'm talking, I'm talking.
I know I'm
Daniel,
dude, that makes sense.
Daniel,
It makes sense.
Daniel. She gets locked up tomorrow. God forbid. You think she's gonna call her friends?
No, I think so.
Okay. So that is real life,
Yes.
Daniel.
Yes.
That's the shit that matters. We want everything else. That's selfish of us because guess what? You wasn't giving your parents none of that shit. That's
I ain't gonna lie, that's good right there. I never even thought about that, bro.
yeah.
I never even thought about that.
It's very true.
I never, no, dude, seriously, man,
Like that's
I'm wrong. He ain't right.
yeah. I mean that's what that is like because we want that. Like
Yeah.
because it might have been a connection that you may have wanted your parent to fight for.
That might be it.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's one thing that I talk about that I said before is we got to parent. You got to be the parents for the kids that they need, not the parent that you want to be. Not the parent that you wanted, right? Like I said, like I want to be motherfucker. So I don't want to be at World Cup. I want to be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
My son wants to be at the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got to,
Yeah.
it is what it is. If he decides to bomb that he don't want to care anything about any sports and he says like, Dad, I want to join the ballet. I just go with the most extreme example I could because please don't let me that yet. I was like, fuck it, I'll get some goddamn loose, tight ass shoes, and I'll be like, get your ass out there, we're gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we're gonna do. But you got to be for them who they need. And you doing that could cause a conflict. You know what I mean? Because you're not allowing them to be that space.
Yeah.
You give them the space that they need to allow you to be the protection that they need.
Yeah. And you know what I think that comes, now that you said that, I think that comes from shame. Probably the shame I feel that
Things didn't work.
Things didn't work out.
You want to, and you just want to be I just want to be the great parent.
Yo, AJ, I really, dude, you just taught me something tonight, bro. I did not do it. I did not think about that, and now I see the root of where it came from.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's it. That's what a lot of it is. Like, and we especially as dads carry a lot of shame. Yeah. No matter what the circumstances is. Like, cause you know what? No matter what happens, you created a broken home. Actually, don't matter what that fuck happened. Yeah. It can be another nigga in the home. You created that broken home. You know what I mean? Like somehow, like not saying that any of our situations. Jesus said. But you know what I mean? Like that's just the way it goes. So I'm like, and you carry that because like you want nothing more than to have a family. And like for me, at least I can speak for myself. And it's the fact that the real family dynamic that you thought you were going to have, you're never going to be able to have.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're never going to be able to have it should not carry that shame for it.
Yep.
You want to feel shame for something that you're never going to get, So you're never going to get over that. You want to carry it wherever. It's for what?
Yeah.
For what? Like it's man. I said before. They got. I feel horrible that my kids would never have Christmas when they come downstairs.
Yeah.
And it's mom and dad.
Yeah.
They just won't. And I don't give. And anybody can get online and say whatever they want to. Well, they can have. Y'all can get remarried, and you can be they mom and they don't give a shit. You know the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
God damn it. Because they ain't gonna come, they don't come knocking on the door and mom and dad come out the bed. Hey kids, we'll be there in a second. Shit in me.
Yeah.
No. It just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But oh well. We can tell them how that feels though.
Yeah.
And explain to them you don't want that type of feeling. You don't want to live that life.
Let me ask you this. Has your kids ever said anything that was like gut wrench punch to you?
Yeah, the last time I interviewed them. It was it they when Aubrey, and I'm gonna interview them again coming soon. And when I was explaining to them, we were just talking about, their sister being born and how I was trying to do everything at all times and make like I said before, my mistake is I tried to fit like a new child, mom, everything into my life instead of creating a brand new life around what is there. And so for me, when I was like, I thought I was not giving any lack of attention to my oldest two, right? And I was very, very cognizant of that. Like, give them my order, make sure I'm not, they don't see no slip. I'm not still there. I'm still the same way. And eventually, like, she told me, like, yeah, we could tell we weren't there listening. You know what they said? But she said, but we totally understand it. It makes sense because you just have her. You need to be there for her right there. And I'm like, bro, they can grant that. I don't even grant myself that type of grace to understand. I forced myself, and I don't believe I was given that grace either.
Yeah.
From,
Yeah.
whatever. But the fact that they gave it to me, I couldn't give it to myself. It's like, yo, you really, you trying so hard to keep things going. Because, like I said, I had my daughter. I'm right back at working for 2 weeks. I get my daughter right. My daughter's born right. I just started this job. I ain't got no time. This is all. My daughter's in a NICU. I'm not processing anything. I am just, hey, if I got to be at the NICU at 6 o'clock in the morning, gotta go to work, and then get to the other side of town, spend an hour in the car to drive to practice, which takes 2 hours, to take another hour to drive back home or so, and just to get to see the baby at the fucking hospital before going back to the house to try to cater to the mom that is probably losing. That's probably going through a lot with her not being able to be there. Then I'm not there. And it's just all of these things. And I'm just like,
Still kind of
should have fucking took a second. Because they can no matter as much as I'm trying not to, they can tell that I'm not functioning. And there's been a lot of times, like even when I be going through so much, and like my daughter just comes up to me and be like, yo, daughter come up to me and say, Dad, are you okay? And I fucking cry. Like it's been so many times. I talk about it on the podcast. The reason why I'm back up here, and I will never. I don't give a fuck what type of fight it is. I'm never going to have any distance between me and my children. Is when I was still living in North Carolina, and I came back, and I was staying. Even at that time, sometimes I would like stay at their house, even though we wanted to get none of that. You still when I would come back, and my daughter was crying for like because her mom was gone, and I was like, I was probably going to go. I was going to like go out somewhere, not stay at the house, and I put her to bed, and I was like, yo, good night. She's crying. This time she's crying. Don't want to go to bed. And I'm like, good night. And she was like, Said, I'll see you in the morning. She like, no, you're gonna leave like you always leave. Ooh, boy. Yeah. I was like, yep, I ain't go nowhere. I just stay in the house. And like, it is like within like, I believe this happened like May. Wow. You know, it was happening like right around the time of my cousin's wedding. And like right after that, seemed like a couple months later, everything in my life flipped around. I ended up moving back out.
Bro, my son Isaac, man, he did me a good day, man. Today. So they go back to their moms today. And so I picked them out some clothes and they were nice clothes, like nice outfit. He came to me and said, Dad, I can't wear this. It's new. And I'm going to mommy's today. Uh, so I gotta wear something. I gotta wear something from her house. I'm like, what you wore from her house, you wore 2 days ago. You ain't about to wear that. So I told him, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
when you leave from my house, you pick out your clothes. If they new, you pick them out. I don't want you to have. I don't want you to have. I don't want you to think that. I don't want you to think that 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 mindset. Oh, I can't wear this if I go to Dad's house. I can't wear that. I want you to be free to be able to get you pick out your clothes. You're old enough to be able to do that. To pick out your clothes. Now I'm not gonna pick out your clothes, but I'm gonna make sure what you picked out is nice. Is right. Makes sense. So I'm telling him that. And then uh he said something. And I'm just like, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I want you to be. You should know this. And he said, Dad, you gotta think about it. I know nothing about being without uh divorce. Some I can't remember the exact, but some to the fact divorce being a divorced kid with two parents. I, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. I had no idea if it's from the story. It's not like I was like, dang, yo, I'm so sorry, son. You are told I just had to literally apologize to him, man. Dude, it is you're not like, and he's correct.
Well, he said you don't know what it's like to be. We none of us do, right? So what do you tell him? Like,
Dude, I mean, it's nothing I can't tell him because I'm like, yo, he literally just sunned me, yo, and I gotta be like, yo,
that's a Trump card.
like, yeah, it's like the big so good. Like, I was like, oh my God, I never thought about that. I got there. I was like, buddy, I so apologize. I had to really apologize to him and tell him I'm gonna work on that, and we're gonna
in moments like that, because I'm gonna tie back. I'm gonna get back to the primary custody thing too, because this don't tie back to all of that. It's funny because I have this co-parenting shirt on, right? In moments like that, do you discuss that with his mother?
nah.
Why is that?
Um, me and their mother don't have like that type of
Relationship. Yeah, got it. I get it. The non-communication, and it's tough because you don't really know what to do in those situations. Like is that a situation where you discuss it with them and it's like, yo, like, hey, this is like what's going on here in my house. But it's like, yo, like, was at my house, at my house, is at your house, at your house. But this is our kid, and it might be affecting them a certain type of way. Like, it's tough. It's tough. And that's and that's the part. Like you don't know what to say to kids.
yeah.
You don't have no idea what to say to a kid in that situation.
Yeah, yeah. It was tough, man. Uh,
But when we talk about communication and like co-parenting with your daughter, when it was the time when you had her by herself,
mhm.
how was the communication with the mom, did that start to improve once you started to have her by herself? Because you had her at a point in time where, hey man, like I know right now, like I got mine by myself, and I'm like I can do it all, but like, hey, I can do it all except for certain times of the month. Why? You know what I mean? Like, man, you went through like that's when they first starting it. And I just like, yo, oh, this is why you really are acting like this is not a fake thing. You really get fucking mean. I can tell when this shit is happening.
So you know what, man? So the communication with the mom, I mean, it got better because we had basically had to communicate. But during this time, she was maybe 12 or 13, and so she had her phone, and so only time me and the mom we communicate if anything important that we need to discuss. But she was able to contact her mom, and her mom was able to contact her free. So wasn't a big shit or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay, but what about so? But also, you had her full time, and then there was a major life incident that happened to you, right? And so, how was that when you're going through your life incident that you went through, and you know that it was one thing when you like use a line another parent, but now you're the primary parent, and you can't even,
Nah,
I can't be there, can't be there.
yeah. So I had an accident, and then that took me out for a couple of months. But I gotta give my sister Ayers, and she was having set um and really rehab me and it was their bedside to get me back to where it was. And so she helped a lot with the kids and everything, get them back. Because you understand, like I would get down to 5 days a week after Monday through Friday. And 3 of those days she had dance. And where I lived, dance was 45 minutes away. So I had to take a 3 day, like every night, there and back. And then it would change where I would take her there and somebody else would bring her back. But you know, that was a shift where I would only have before I only had to do it 3 nights, but for 2 weeks, and then I'm off. I'm good for the next 2 weeks. But now it's like I'm doing it every day. So it's like, I mean, in that instance, it was a shift to, go from just the 2 weeks to now I really have to map out my days. I'm very meticulous about mapping out my days and making sure that I'm here at this moment, or I can chill because I don't like going out and then coming back in knowing I gotta go out an hour from now. When I'm out, I will find things to do, errands to run, and so now it's like I had to develop that and basically be that.
So now we're gonna try to wrap this up a little bit. Now you're going back to the point where the schedule was changing again.
Yeah, 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 man. My daughter, she's getting older and everything, and I think one of the best things parents can do is try to make smart decisions for their kids. I think the best thing my parents did was send me to private school, even though I did not want to go. I probably would not be sitting here if they had not made that decision for me. And so, um, is as a parent, we got to make smart decisions even when it doesn't benefit us, but it can benefit. And so I know I have I'm divorced. I have no, I'm single. So like I understand that like she needs that family. She needs her mom. She definitely needs her mom. So you know, me and her mom talked, and she can she could do it. And so I told her just that she got to do it all because I think at the end of the day, females need their moms, and males need their dads, especially if their mom and dads are healthy, and but vice versa too.
Right, versa too.
Yeah, like them. the boys need their moms, and the girls need their daddies.
Daniel, don't say it vice versa too, because you just could kill your argument like that.
No, but I don't want to make it. I don't want.
Yes, we know. It just seems like everyone needs both.
Yeah, we
You
need
understand,
both. Yeah.
you understand that if there has to be
Yes.
priority, we will prefer that it never comes to those circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it comes to those circumstances, you would think that that the boys will go with their dad. And,
Yeah.
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 I mean, that can get tricky at times. That's steps getting organized.
Yeah.
Let me shut up.
So yeah, I mean, I think she needed her mom, so I made that tough decision. And it's like,
How did she feel about it?
she didn't want to go. She didn't want to.
So how does she now? That she's gone. I'm gonna get you. We want to get out of here, but this is good. She didn't want to go. You talked about the relationship that you had or that you weren't necessarily sure about. How difficult was it to let her go? Knowing that, and also since you have let her go, has that shifted your dynamic at all?
So I mean, it's tough because I had to make a hard decision. And I think as parents and fathers and mothers, we sometimes can be.
Daniel, Daniel, you can give this tough to absolutely anybody. Parenting is tough.
Yeah,
I don't.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying no. I'm saying it's tough because as parents we want to be selfish.
Listen to me.
We want to be selfish.
Listen to me and
have our kids all the time.
Yeah, but listen to me, Daniel. I don't care about it's tough. We know it's tough. We know what you want. How do you feel about the fact that because you felt a certain type of way about your relationship, because you can tell by the way we've been going through this conversation that you felt the way.
No,
Daniel, right now, how when you sat right there, yes, it's tough. We know it's tough. But what feelings and emotions was it going through? Because there's other people that's probably got to go through tell their kids that's a difficult fucking conversation. They say, hey man, I think it's best that you go back or you go to.
I mean,
it's like it might be a mom that you can tell their son, like, hey, you need to go to your dad.
Like I just said, I think it was. I had a couple of emotions. Emotions of I failed as a parent because what if she always did good in school. What if she made the AB honor roll in my house? What if she made, did all these clubs and was, acting and leader? Or what if at my house she learned I don't know, dressing or something. Like she learned
How to dress for me.
Right, exactly. She got the swagger and everything.
Yeah.
And she's walking around with getting A's and B's.
Yeah.
Already have colleges looking at her. Well, she learned that at my house. But at my house, she didn't learn all of that. So it's like I would say probably like a feeling of failure that I feel as a parent, and maybe I hope it's not true, but I may have failed my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And so, but on the other side of it, I looked at it as I was making
who was best,
making the smart decision that I feel at this moment. And if it doesn't work, at least I I think with our parents, we don't. There's no manual to this. There's no manual to getting the right decision in each kid's life to make sure that they are on the right path to success. And so, I hope me making this decision, whatever it turns out to be, is the right decision to set my daughter up for success and success in her future plan. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I look, man, because it's a lot. I'm telling you, like that's the real honest truth. Don't give me tough, like because like that's it. There comes a point in time those decisions sometimes really, really have to be made, and it's it's different for you because it's not as often that we as males are the primary,
Yeah.
and especially not when it comes to having the daughter,
Yeah.
right? But on the other side, there's moms that go through this often that feels, and I've heard from a mom like, yo, like, why don't you let them live with the son, live with the dad? Like, I don't want to feel like I fail. I don't look a certain way. That why I don't have my son. And it's like, yo, it don't. But what does that do for the child? And what if the child wants to be with their dad? But that's what your whole head is. But it's hard. It's hard to like, and I'm. But I would tell you, like, and I would. I'm gonna tell you even a hard part is being on the other side of that, and when you want to be there, and that person just doesn't want to do it because of those reasons. So you're out there like you're doing the right thing. And here's the biggest part about especially your dynamic, you're not going any fucking where.
Absolutely not.
And to piggyback off what the biggest thing that you've grown from is you know you can do it. It ain't no questions asked. You've done it before. You can do it again. You know what I mean? And you'll continue to do it. And that. Well, I really want you soon, especially when school starts, to have that conversation with your daughter just to check in on how y'all relationship is. Just see if she understands. She might not understand it now. She may come later. But even try to help her understand, because what you don't want to happen is, which I don't think she'll have the feeling, because not abandonment, she's going back to where she was before. And you're not going anywhere, but you don't want her to ever feel like, he didn't want me. Yeah. I mean, that's like me, for example, if I feel like, yo, my son should be with me. I don't want my daughter to ever feel like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want people around bother line more. Yeah, why you don't want me? So it's like, nah, I do, but my daughter like told me like she don't want me. that's that that's that preteen daughter stuff you talking about. You know that kind of
Feel a little bit better now.
right, oh yeah, you're about to go to with me. I can't 13. Horrible. It's horrible.
Nah,
We definitely going to have you back on here, and I appreciate it,
man,
man.
I appreciate you.
All right.
I learned something.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. I know you liked what you saw. So what I need for you to do is go back and look at past episodes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our YouTube page, Just My Baby Daddy Podcast. And you can follow us on all social media at Just My Baby Daddy Pod.